In the kitchen, craft is everything. An ounce more, a minute less can make all the difference. As a Michelin star chef, I've learned that it's not just about what we make, but the way we make it. And in this series, I'm teaming up with the Balvenie to meet the extraordinary people keeping alive some of our most precious handcraft traditions. Along the way, I'll be drawing inspiration and gathering ingredients for a unique meal of my own. A celebration bringing together the very best of British craft. The secret to the finest honey is not just bees, but the flowers they feed on. So it might come as a surprise to find that some of the UK's best honey comes not from the country, but the city. Working from a rooftop in Bermondsey, London, Dale Gibson is one of the leading lights of urban beekeeping. I came to meet him to find out more about his unusual craft.
Morning.
Hello, Michel. Good morning to you. Welcome. So here we are, Michel, 4 stories high.
Wow, that's unbelievable. You've got the City of London here, Canary Wharf, but why would you want hives up here?
Well, here's the thing. I keep bees in the country as well as in London, and I can tell you that the honey that comes from London is better. Why? Because the forage is more diverse. It has this infinite variety of rooftops, municipal plantings, individual personal gardens, and that total variety gives it depth of flavour that make it a really individual honey.
Before I can take a look at Dale's bees, I first need to put on a very fetching outfit.
You're looking pretty impressive in that, Michel.
I'm feeling impressive.
Yeah, I know, you're invulnerable. So this way, Michel, mind your step. Up onto the parapet.
Right.
So now comes the moment of truth. We're going to take the roof off to begin with. And here we are. This is...
Wow.
Yeah.
They look so tranquil. I mean, it is cold, obviously, and it's winter, so they're going to be automatically not as busy as during the summer months, but nonetheless, they look so
Absolutely.
tranquil.
We're not disturbing the core cluster in the middle. This is one of their store frames. So, Michel, why not have a hold of those if you're happy? So you can see the honey stores there that the bees have available to them. All the way here is stored honey that the bees have just eaten a little bit of. There's loads left for them to have.
They're very well behaved. Right, I think we should put these back to bed.
Good plan.
I love them. I think they're beautiful, and I think we should encourage people to maybe keep more, but then maybe you would say you need to learn a lot about bees before you can have a hive.
I think you probably say that about people with restaurants, Michel. You have to learn about cooking before you should open a restaurant. I think I agree with that too.
Beekeeping in London might seem like a novelty, but in fact it's part of a tradition that stretches back over 900 years. The monks who used to worship in the ancient church of St. Mary Magdalene in Bermondsey were keen beekeepers. They kept hives not only for honey, but also for the beeswax, used to make candles to light the vast interiors of the church and abbey. Today, the church's former graveyard is a park where Dale is leading a new planting campaign to provide forage for his bees.
It's a lovely green space, even now in winter where it's freezing cold and white, actually. And I can imagine lots of flowers. Now, what's the initiative and what are you planting exactly?
You know, for beekeepers, we have an absolute imperative to provide forage for our bees. And what we've done here, for example, is to get funding to plant these beds so that the bees have food to eat all year round from spring to the autumn.
Any specific plants that will favour the flavour of the honey?
The most important thing, variety is great for honeybees. So again, we try and vary our plantings according to the terroir of the individual place we're serving.
That just makes me laugh. Terroir, London terroir. But it is diverse.
It really is, and honey is a once-a-year product, like a wine vintage, and the variety will be expressed through the flavour of, say, a passion flower some years, a mint in other years. So yeah, it makes a big difference, like a recipe, what you put into it.
Inside the hive is a tightly organised alien world. Tens of thousands of bees work together, each one coordinated through a complex language of scent and touch. Yet to harness the industry of these remarkable insects, the beekeeper must work with their need for precise mathematical order. It all starts with the structure of the hive itself. In its modern form, it's designed to solve a very ancient problem.
How does this style of hive compare to the old-fashioned ones?
It's a very good question. I think the monks in Bermondsey Abbey in 1082 would have used a hive like this, which is a straw skep. But when you come to the honey harvest, even those gentle monks would have had to really bash these bees, because you can't get the honey without taking all the comb out and all the bees with it.
It would have killed the colony.
The colony would have to really struggle. So what made modern beekeeping possible was when bee space was discovered. The bees will build the comb to within 7/16 of an inch of the next bit of comb. That way 2 bees can pass back to back. It makes enormous sense.
So the bee space is exactly the same all the way through here.
Absolutely. It's just the way they like it, and so that's the way we let them do it.
It was the identification of the precise measurement between sheets of honeycomb in the wild that inspired the creation of the modern hive used by Dale. Here, a series of boards are precisely spaced, some 7/16 of an inch apart. As a result, the bees lay down honeycomb, not chaotically all over the hive, but only on the boards themselves. And because these boards are easily removable, the hive need never be destroyed during harvesting. Dale simply brushes the bees off each honey-packed board, which can then be replaced as soon as the honey is extracted. This next phase is a process known as spinning. Dale's wife Sarah offered to show me how it's done.
Right, Sarah, as a chef, I've seen these before, the honeycombs. I've even run my finger through them delicious, but I've never actually put them in one of those, a spinning machine. So I want to get sticky.
Before the honey can be extracted from the combs, the first step is to melt off the wax seals on each cell.
Man has power tool.
Like caramelising a creme brulee, you have to know when to move it away.
Once the caps are melted, the combs are placed in a centrifuge or spinner that forces the honey out of the wax cells.
Slowly at first.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that, it's like candy floss.
You might be going a bit fast with that, actually. I think you probably need to just...
Finally, the honey is released via a valve at the bottom of the spinner.
Oh, look at that, yay.
Beautiful, isn't it? There you go.
Bermondsey in a jar.
Bermondsey in a jar, yeah. Yeah.
The final stage is to filter the honey. A coarse filter excludes beeswax, but retains grains of flavour-rich pollen that would be removed from commercial honey. So whereas a mass-produced equivalent has a smooth, uniform consistency, the pollen in Dale and Sarah's honey gives it a swirling, cloudy complexion. It's a visible sign of the superior quality of this exquisite artisanal product.
Sarah and Dale, thank you for a most amazing day. Can't wait to actually taste these 2 honeys that you've got lined up for me.
Yeah, we've got 2 very different honeys. This is our country honey made in Suffolk, and this is the London honey made on the roof where you visited the girls this morning. So this is our country honey.
Right. A good scent of honey.
Yeah, yeah.
Ed's happy, he's snoring.
He's had a very long and hard day.
I would say this is a very, very good honey, but it's not blowing me away. This is the one I want to taste.
Yeah, that's the golden one.
Wow. It's got a tangy nose to it. It's like we say when you taste a great wine, it's got length.
It has.
And this has got so much length.
Yeah.
It's hitting lots of different flavour points. It smells and it tastes exotic.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But this is from Bermondsey.
I know.
I never even think of it as being a London honey, an urban honey, because it's so exotic in flavour.
This extraordinary urban honey is a perfect match for my craftsman's dinner. And what better way to celebrate than with a traditional hot toddy?
To the Bermondsey Street Bees.
Hey.
Bermondsey Street Bees.